Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. This is your match reaction. Man United 0, Crystal Palace 1. I don't really know what to say there, to be honest with you. That was one of them games where I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad that we've got Chris and Ben on, because I'm going to let them give me their opinions on what they think of what that was. And of course, please smash a like on the video, guys, if you haven't already done so. Please hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. 14 people watching, 1 like. Get the thumbs up in, and of course get your comments in into the live chat. Off you go, lads. What the fuck? Where do we start?
Go ahead, Ben.
I just think we've set up wrong today again.
Do you think so?
Do you know, like we played the other day, we had wingers on the wing hugging the line, get the width. We had spells today where we was doing it, but like you say, what can you say?
I mean,
how long have we been saying we need to take these chances as well? And we're just getting chances. We're 7 games in now. It should be sorted now, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think, like, I know Bruno is going to get killed for this, but I mean, first, the weather doesn't help. I mean, that's
Chris. Oh, wait now. Oh, no, you didn't just say that, did you?
It doesn't help. But
yeah, but both teams are playing with the same weather.
Yeah, but look at how, I mean, Crystal Palace did nothing. They had one guy get his goal of the life. I mean, I don't think that I will put 10 memberships on the guy that scored today for Palace, who I have no idea who he is, will not score again the rest of the season. Because whoever, I mean, that's the way that's what happens to us. Somebody shows up and scores.
I can't believe you brought up the weather one in public. There's people listening there, and you blame the weather.
No, I'm not blaming the weather. I'm saying it doesn't help. But the problem is I think going into that, people are killing Bruno. And no, he played well, but at the same time, if he's our best player, he needs to take control. Like, he has to, and and trust me, I'm not trying to put it on him at all, but I mean, I just think that he has to do more. He has to show more to get the ball, to create things. He's our most creative player in the attacking third. I mean, defensively, I don't mind if he doesn't play, if he doesn't do well or doesn't put as much effort on the defensive end, because in the attacking third, we need him to be more creative. He needs to be on the ball. He needs to be showing for the ball. He needs to get the ball. He needs to create the chances, which, I mean, my buddy that just left, we were watching the game. He came over and he's just like, in the first half, he goes, "Hey, is Bruno playing?"
Yeah, like, and I understand that as well, you know, what you're saying. But is it not a case that, like, Bruno has been the most creative player in the Premier League in the last 3 years? You know, is it a case when he's not creative in the odd game here and there, he should be criticized for it? Or is there a lack of creativity within our team in general, and we're over reliant on Bruno? And when he doesn't do it, he gets the criticism for it.
No, yes, but isn't that part of being the best player? Whether, I mean, you're going to get criticized regardless. And yes, I think we need to be more creative. Again, like today when you watch, I don't know how I'd ever break it down, but our back four held the ball more going side to side than anybody else on the field. Like, and I'll be honest, Rashford needs to be dropped. He needs to go.
No, I've got that in my notes here. Rashford has to be dropped.
I'm sorry. Whether you want to say it's rest or you want to say minor injury, I don't care what you do, but you drop him. You play Garnacho on the left, and I mean, because Garnacho created more chances when he came in the 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 35 minutes. Like he created more chances than Rashford did all game. And let's be honest, like, I watched the game and I made the comment, every time Rashford gets the ball, and it's not only this game, it's everybody that plays us, 2 defenders come to Rashford every time he gets the ball. Yeah. Every time. And like you said, Jack, should he get rid of the ball quicker? Yes, but at the same time, once he gets the ball, he's like, oh crap, I can't even do anything because now it's 1v2.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, because obviously Rashford had an unbelievable season last year, and you know, is it maybe the fact that he is, I hate using this phrase, but I can't really think of another one. Is he a bit of a one-trick pony and now teams have figured him out? You know what I mean?
No, I think we're a one-trick pony. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
here's the thing. If other people are scoring goals or being more creative, and I'm not putting this on Rasmus and but as a team, we need to find other ways to score. You know, and because just like anything, if you start to show something else, now a team has to back off of that and has to defend something else. I mean, honestly, Jack, if you're a manager and you came to play United, what's the one thing you're going to do? Stop
deep. Yeah. You're going to sit deep, and you're going to, you know.
And I mean, so we need to, and that's why I say this in the nicest way possible about Bruno, because I think Bruno played well. I think I'm not piling on, but this is why we need him to do a little bit more, meaning in the attacking third, because he needs to maybe be a scoring option. You know, I mean, let's be honest. Do we ever play 1-2s through the middle?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, you watched them, and to be honest with you, we weren't even a threat counterattacking today.
No, I agree. I think we were a little bit more when Garnacho came on down that left-hand side.
Yes.
Let me get through some of the comments here, because I do know people are putting in their opinions. I want to get through them. Reese says, we need a whole new defense. We're too weak there, or we just have to hope for good young players out of the academy soon. Well, you have to realize as well, Luke Shaw, Malacia, Wan-Bissaka, Reguilon are all injured. You know what I mean? So, you know, give it a bit of time on that one. Jock says, absolutely shocked. It's just really can't get much worse for us. Injuries, poor performances, and media storms. No quality on the pitch, no consistency or idea what they are doing as a team. Damn and comment that. Reese says, I know it wasn't the fault of the defense, but I feel we lack there this season. Let's see, what else have we got? Mark says 9 points from a possible 21. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't. That is absolutely shocking when you think about it that way. Bobber says, Chris, I respect you, but you're talking bollocks. the weather, look, the weather. Come on, weather has nothing to do with it. Anyway, look, happy days. Bobber says, why should Bruno be our best player? Why can't they all be better players? And that's a great point that you said as well, Chris. You know, that we have to get other players into the game, and we can't. I think when we over rely on one player, or one or two players, then when the game doesn't go their way, it can be quite easy to criticize them, you know. Scott says,
we've been like that for a while, haven't we?
Sorry, say that again, Ben.
We've been like that for a while, haven't we? If one person plays bad, they all tend to play bad.
Yeah.
If one plays worldy, they all play a worldy.
Yeah. It seems to be, I don't know what way it is. Like, it seems to be the fact that, you know, like our main players, their performance tends to filter down to the rest of the team, basically.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They're the leaders, so of course it is. I mean, if your leader doesn't show energy, you're not. I mean, it's a avalanche effect. It's snowball effect. You know. Absolutely. I mean, but honestly, I just thought of this off the top of my head. Now it's like I didn't realize how much we miss Luke Shaw on the left side, because the things that he does and how he comes forward and he plays balls in, and what he does is like, I just thought of it like, if, you know, because that provides a different aspect of the game, you know, when Luke Shaw's there.
But let me ask you this then, Chris, because Erik ten Hag, especially the last few games, seems to be playing his fullbacks on the inside channels rather than the outside channels. They're underlapping. Like, you're seeing Amrabat tucking in, and you're seeing Delort tucking in and coming through the inside channels an awful lot. Do you think he keeps that up when Luke Shaw comes back? Is that the way he wants to play? Because we know Luke Shaw is very good on the overlap. You know what I mean? Does he maybe tailor the setup to Luke Shaw up that left-hand side, or does he say, right, you have to get, you know, this is how I want you to play it?
I think it's a little bit different when it comes to left and the right, because if you watch Amrabat, he's tucking in because they want him in the midfield. So that gives him the opportunity. But every time we played the ball down the right side, the low's on the touchline.
On the outside, yeah.
Yeah, he's all the way on the outside where Palestri's on the inside. And I mean.
So you're kind of thinking then that Ten Hag will tailor it to the type of fullback that is playing that on the day.
I think so. I think so because I think like Wan-Bissaka is gonna. The same thing will happen with Wan-Bissaka because he doesn't offer a lot going forward, but he's going to play on the outside. And then when Luke Shaw is, and maybe that changes a little bit more because when Shaw comes in, maybe he's going to overlap a little bit more because. I mean, the one thing that Amrabat doesn't offer us is a lot of pace. So I don't think he's going to be overlapping, because Marcus Rashford would have to come to a walk for Amrabat to really overlap him at that point. So, yeah. I mean, that's the other thing is, I don't know. We don't know how to play with Højlund up top yet.
Yeah.
I mean, because – and Jack, Ben, you've played, is that if you have a target number 9 with his back to goal, because most of the time you see Højlund playing with his back to goal, the ball has to come through the middle to play off of him. We're not playing off of him whatsoever. And the only other thing I see him do is he stands there and he goes, hey, cross the ball.
I have to say about Højlund today, I thought his movement was really, really good in the box. Like I was watching him, for a lot of the the attacks that we were having coming down either side, whatever it was, he never stops moving within the box, which is great to see. But it kind of has the feeling to me that Ten Hag needs to say to the rest of the team, nearly like what Ferguson said when he signed Van Persie. I'm not just spending fucking 70 million on this lad. If you don't pass him the ball, you're not fucking starting.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I do think he needs runners if he's given the chance.
If he's going to hold the ball up, he needs runners. He needs runners from wide, midfield, everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
so if he's got back to goal,
he does. I don't have anything negative to say about Højlund. I mean, I think he's making the right runs. He's not static. He's doing what needs to be done. We just don't, like you, Jack, you've said this now, I think the last 3 games or 2 games at least, he's playing with scraps.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's one of those things where not that you repeat yourself, Jack, but when you say things like that, it sticks in my head and going, no, you're right. He's not getting service, but part of that problem is it because we're not playing through the middle. I mean, we don't play with a traditional number 10.
Yeah.
Because Bruno's always drifting out wide. Mason Mount wasn't playing as a number 10. We really don't have one.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem because even if you watch Villa this morning, they have Leon Bailey or someone, or Ramsey sitting in behind, mopping up stuff. Like we don't have anybody that sits there and does that because we play wide and in that we don't like. It's real easy to defend us. I mean, and it's awful. It's like Oshin said in the comments, like he fell asleep. His wife had to wake him up because we don't do anything. We don't threaten unless it's on the counter. You know?
Absolutely. Let me get through some of these comments. Sorry, go on, Ben. Sorry, go on.
I reckon with Ericsson as well, I'd put Hannibal on instead of Ericsson.
Yes.
And energy, work rate.
Yeah. I can understand in a way, though, why he did bring him on for that just bit of creativity at the end to try and make something happen. But, yeah, I know what you mean in terms of energy and legs and pace. You know what I mean? Let's see. Davey says, injuries, no excuse for losing at home to Palace. It has to be down to bad coaching and poor motivation. So going in on Ten Hag there. Bover says, Rashford is so used to being the main man. Now that he's used to that, he wants to be the 20-goal a season player. Desi says, defense is a shambles. Midfield are clueless, and we're so predictable nowadays. Most teams have our number. Garnacho has to start. Rashford has gone back to how he was 2 years ago. Needs to be benched. Bover says, we hammered Palace Tuesday. We went into this game with the same mindset, but they're 2 completely different games. Oshin says, sorry, lads, just woke again. Again, put me to sleep. Let's see. Liam says, players don't work hard enough. Simple. That becomes before creating chances and dominating. Good point there as well. Niall says, can't really blame defense for a worldly goal. No, you can't. Absolutely, you can't. There's no threat going forward. Nobody to make that cutting pass into the front. When Rashford has it, he's like a spoiled kid trying to play keep ball. John says, agree earlier, Rashford should be dropped. But without him last season, where would we be? We would be lucky to get into the top 6. I agree with you, but a player cannot continue to start on last season's performances. You know, you have to be judged on how you're playing at the moment. And Scott says, you can't take away that Palace defended well today. United deserved something, though. Yeah, look, and I said it a couple of times, I thought Palace defended really well. It's kind of just, and I have it noted down here on my notes, half chances. You know, nothing really substantial. Talk to me about Mason Mount. I thought he played well today. Now, again, well in terms of, you know, he didn't blow anyone away by any chance, but I don't think he played bad. You know what I mean? Do you think maybe he done enough to maybe keep his place in the team?
No. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, if I have to choose between Mason Mount and Hannibal, I'm choosing Hannibal.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't like Mount, because I think he's moving forward, you know, and everything. But I think the way Hannibal's played the last couple of games, that he deserves that spot right now. Mm-hmm. I really do. I mean, and I'm not trying to say Mount's terrible, or he's a bad signing or anything like that. I just think that Hannibal's playing better right now. And, you know, maybe that changes, you know, but at the same time, you look at how we played on, what was it, Tuesday, and Hannibal's all over the field. You know, he's like that little gnat that, you know, you're just always going like this because he's everywhere, you know, and he's causing disruption. He's causing guys to, like, you know, they're not as comfortable now because he's in their face. He's always in their face, you know, he's always moving. And I think that's what we need at this point, because I'll be honest, like, I think, you know, did we even press today? Like, yeah, I don't remember pressing at all today, or even hearing the commentators say, "Oh, hey, look at the good press." No, we didn't do it.
Yeah,
and I don't know why. You know, I mean, I honestly, I said this in the first half. I think Palestri just needs to score one goal, and his confidence is going to go way up.
Yeah.
But until then, he's still kind of, you know, he was a little pedestrian today. You know, yeah. I mean, but at the same time, like, I'm not blaming him, but I just think it's like, you know, again, we're not playing through the midfield at all.
Sorry, my little one is after walking in. Come on, are you going off? Where are you going? Are you going out in the rain? Look at you. Say hello to everybody. Look at you in your one piece. Ho-ho. You know, again. Yeah. You got your wellies on? Right, go on. I'll be out in a few minutes. Say bye. Bye. But Garnacho has to start.
Yes.
He has to start.
Look at the chances he had when he come on.
What's that?
Look at the chances that he had when he come on. Straight away.
Yeah.
He just instantly puts us on the front foot, like, you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. 100%. I mean, I think, and even he's not being greedy with his chances when he comes. He's taking it to the end line, and he's trying to find someone, you know. His
decision making is really, really good for a 19-year-old.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, he just plays, like you said, he goes after people. Yeah. Rashford kind of reminds me of, like, older Ronaldo. He gets the ball and it stops at his foot, and he does the little foot thing around the ball and does really nothing. The ball never moves, but his feet move, you know, at hyper speed. But it's just like you can't stop when the ball goes to Rashford. Everything stops.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
It slows down more than anything.
Yeah. And I just don't. Rashford's one of my favorite players, but it's just right now he's not playing well.
Yeah, and it's okay. Like, I mean, like, there's not a vendetta here against Rashford or anything. It's just
No.
we call it like we see it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I mean, we done nothing only praise Rashford last year when he was playing well. He's not playing well at the moment, so you have to call it like you see it. Desi says he looked good early on. He was winning the ball high up the field. He made some decent runs. And look, it's not the best game he had put in. Looked better. Mr. Harrio says, as much as I love Bruno, we need a team leader who can lift our team when we are down. To be honest, is there anyone in our team that can provide this? I disagree with that. I think Bruno's work rate alone is enough to spur people on. You don't have to be, the Roy Keane shouting and roaring at people and, John Terry and these type of captains. I think Bruno leads by example more than anything else. Now, look, he has his bad days, but I mean, the stats just don't lie for Bruno. You know what I mean? They just.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question. I don't know if you guys see this or if it's just me, but does it look like in the attacking third that no one communicates? Because like there's many times a couple times Bruno gets the ball and it's an instant one touch back out to the outside when no one says, hey, at least turn and make a step towards goal. And then you can play. I'm like, everything, like nothing, like we don't ever turn and go to goal, even in the midfield. Like even turn and make an attempt to go to goal. And there's been times that there's no one around them. But it's like teams are like, oh, well, they're just going to pass it outside, so I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It bothers me. It really does. Other teams play. It's just whoa.
Calm down now. Calm down.
It's so frustrating. It is.
I know it is. I would like to see one little kind of. It's not really a criticism, but what I would like to see more out of Rasmus Højlund is playing off of the shoulder a little bit more. You know what I mean? Rather than coming out looking for the ball and laying it off. And I think that's probably where we've got a little bit of work to do is the communication, like you were saying there, between the top three. When Højlund does come out to hold up the ball, that our wide players see that and they're gone. You know what I mean? They're making the runs inside him, where if he's laying it off to Casemiro or Mason Mount or Bruno Fernandes, you have instantly got runners there that you can just put balls in the channel. You know what I mean? And then if he does drop deep, then you have your wingers coming out looking for it, giving our midfielders options, or Højlund is playing off of the last man and looking for balls in behind. You know what I mean? Yeah. Niall says, my honest opinion, and you might slate me for it, but I think we're a mid-table team of players, and I include Bruno in that. Sorry, but that's what I'm seeing. Well, performances and the table, I always say it, the league table never lies. You know what I mean? And currently, the league table says that Manchester United are 10th. So technically, we are a mid-table team at the moment. Yeah. You know, I never, and it's funny, I remember listening to TalkSport a couple of years ago when Liverpool lost out by a point on the league to City, and a Liverpool fan called in and said we should get a trophy for coming second. And it's the Premier League table never lies. If we're mid-table at the moment, it's because we're playing like a mid-table team, and there's nothing we can do about that. As depressing as that sounds, and as depressing as that is.
I think 100%, but I also like from his comment, you say, give me of the top 6 teams that are up there. And I know we have more than what I'm about to say. Take 5 of their starters out of their team.
Yeah.
And see where they're at. Honestly, take 5 of the starters out, take 5 of their starters out and tell me where a top 6 team would be. I mean, We're not playing with a first team squad right now. We're not.
The one worry I have with that, Chris, is right. So we've got Reguilon, Martinez, Diallo, Wan-Bissaka, Manu, Malacia, and Shaw. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 3 of them are left backs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, you look at it. I think Shaw and Wan-Bissaka and Martinez. Those are 3.
Yeah, your defense is transformed instantly.
Yeah, your defense is transformed, and then I mean, I honestly think that Manu is going to be a lot better than people think when he's able to play. And then you also had one of the reasons why we didn't go out and get besides we'll keep the Glazers on another level, but we didn't get another right winger is because people had high hopes for Ahmad to play out there. So there's 5 guys.
Or do we have high hopes for Ahmad because we can't get a right winger?
No, I'll go the other way. I mean, I think we could get a right winger, but the problem is, I mean, how big a fool?
The last 2 we signed didn't work out too well, did they?
But the problem is in the last, I mean, how bad would we be? I mean, and I know Anthony and all of his circus right now, but you go out and I don't know many teams that go out like back-to-back summer transfer windows and buy the same position.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
the same as Amrabat though, isn't it? When Amrabat gets to go into the middle of the park, that's going to make a big change.
I think so. You know, I do because I mean it. Not only does, like you said, Jack, we put those 3 in the back. Well, then that frees up a lot more things to happen elsewhere. Like Amrabat goes in the center. Bruno gets to play more as a number 10 because maybe he doesn't have to worry about defense at all because now you have Casemiro and Amrabat back there. You know?
Yeah, and I think the Amrabat situation there, you know, like I said in the match preview, has a big trickle-down effect where if you have Reguilon fit, Amrabat plays in the middle, probably Mount plays on the right-hand side, Pellistri drops to the bench, you know what I mean? So you see how one injury can just kind of upset the whole apple cart, you know. But Oshin says, most importantly, black pudding or white pudding. So there we go. And
I've never had either, so I'm excited to.
Yeah, to Denny or Clonakilty pudding.
Okay, because this spring we're gonna travel to London, and then we're gonna try to go over to come to Ireland for a couple of days with the kids and everything because my brother-in-law lives in Marylebone in London, and then this summer I'm going to the Euros in Munich or in Germany.
Nice.
So anybody that wants to join, you guys are more than welcome. Like a friend of mine.
I'd love to be divorced. Yeah.
But it's a short little flight over because we're gonna try to go in the Dortmund area, and my buddy's actually. Him and his Albanian friends, they're getting a huge Airbnb, like a 7-bedroom place or something like that. And we're just going to, from there, travel to whatever games we can. Because if Albania makes it, it's going to be a friggin'
absolutely.
Like, those guys are going to go nuts. They went to France, and it was crazy.
Yeah,
with those guys.
Absolutely.
But no one messes with you because you're Albanian. So it's like,
oh, Jesus, yeah, don't mess with them Albanians, boy. Drinking vodka and fighting, lads.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, look, we'll leave it there. I think we'll go and watch Spurs and Liverpool. Come on, Spurs, just to fucking keep the Liverpool fans off our backs.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Anyway, look, lads, thanks a million for coming on. As always, I really do appreciate it. As usual, guys, please smash a like on the video. Hit subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you want to become an official member like the 2 boys and come on screen with us, I want to see more of the official members. Come on, Niall, Scott, John, anyone else, lads. If you want to come on at any stage with us onto these, please do. I'd love to put a face to the name and get your opinions on it as well. But anyone else that wants to become an official member, the link is in the description of the video.
I think we should do something, Jack. I think that if one of us, Ben or I, we do a membership, we give a free membership, that person has to come on the match reaction. Whoever wins it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Maybe so. I don't like to force people either because I know some people can be shy and you know.
You can't be in this channel and be shy. Come on.
I know. Well, look, you don't have a lot to live up to coming onto the match reaction videos, especially when you know your people are blaming the weather for.
I just said it doesn't help. Come on, it doesn't help.
His nickname, Chris Clark.
Here we go.
Right. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Boys, thanks a million. Really appreciate it. I'll be back on Monday I'm going to try and get Ricey, and we'll do it. Actually, I probably don't even want to be listening.
Don't do it because it's going to work. He's going to murder us.
Yeah, and we'll see. I may be doing a match day vlog for Tuesday if I go to the game in Manchester. And if not, I'll be doing a watch along, staying at home anyway.
How's the wife doing? Okay.
She's fine. It, not a bother on her. No problems. You know, I'm just worried myself. You know what I mean? That because it can change in overnight. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like the due date is not for another 2.5 weeks. So We'll see. We'll see. I'll see how things are on Monday, and I'll make a decision then.
Gotcha.
Anyway, boys, thanks a
Okay.
mil. Really appreciate it.
No
I'll
worries.
chat to you Monday. Everyone else, thanks for watching, and yeah, stay safe. Have a good weekend. Talk to you soon. Take it easy.